Hello, and welcome back. I know I haven't been streaming daily, but don't get me wrong. It's we've had a lull. We have lulls mostly in between content. But one of the things that has been annoying me for a while after doing this event is just the ranking system. But before I go into that, how about we talk about Bravers Arise, what all it has. So basically, if you've played a game before that has had a ranking system, like a numerical ranking, whereas you clear this boss in a set amount of time with so much damage, or you do so much damage to a boss, like those kind of rankings. Those kinds of rankings are atypical of mobile games because they tend to be server wide. However, Echoes of Mana does it very differently. Echoes of Mana's ranking system is based on a variety of factors. You have the score that is determined by damage dealt, damage taken, which is an important aspect. You have your clear bonus, and then you have the all-important how fast you kill it. So, it's very important to get things rolling. Also, give me just a moment. I just realized I'm missing something. Okay. Back to what I was saying. You have 5 levels, basically. Each one gives you a different high score. Also, your boss is Raxa. This Raxa is very different from the story boss. The story boss throws poison puddles everywhere, introducing the poison effect. However, you also have this Raxa has it's basically an EX Raxa, a more extreme version of the boss. And I like it because this Raxa has a heavy focus on single target damage. And she has a super compared to before. Before she just throw poison everywhere, but she has a super she uses. There's no super gauge or anything. She just uses it straight out the gate after a set amount of actions. She also can cast Acid Rain. She also has a poison attack. It's a very sweeping attack. And she has a lot of different things going for her this time. It's just when you're trying to make her into a ranking event, you have to consider the structure. One of these structures is, for the most part, just how you do rewards. I'm going to go into ranking right quick and show you the rewards. So, now, as you can see, at the bottom, we just get crystals for participation. And that's okay. But the one issue I have is how equipment gets pushed off. Because if you are not in the top 75, then you just get crystals. Now, here's the thing. They actually have moved things into brackets, which is an interesting way to put things. Because when it comes to putting things in brackets, you're basically putting people in different power positions based on their progress, their team, all that. And I think that's an important metric that they took into account, and it's a good thing that they did. But we still have the induciveness of FOMO here, because you're going to be missing out on a dataless lands if you are not scoring enough. And while I am for the competitiveness of this ranking event, I think it's done the wrong way. Because I think if we were to do a ranking event, we would probably have it to where it's just like if it were just for titles, like just glamour titles showing, oh, I did the best in this event, I came first, or I came second or third, like those kind of titles, I don't think there'd be any fuss. But there is fuss because your power of your dataless lance is dependent on your placement. So 75 get 51 through 75 get a normal dataless lance. 31 through 50 get a normal dataless lance and a title. 21 through 30 get a +1 dataless lance and a title. 11 through 20 get a +2. So you're starting to see the disparity already. 6 through 10 get a +3 in the bracket. And this is where we begin to see the problems that arise. Because if you're not in the top 10, you're not getting a +3 dataless lance, which could be a boon to anything. Like bonus stats, for instance. I feel like that kind of exclusivity is not helpful for the health of the game. Because, like, let's look at their missions, actually. So, I've already completed these missions. Let me scroll it. So, basically, let me find it. There's clearing. Okay. Score brackets. I would actually have liked it if they bothered to take the score and put it at a certain level. Like, for instance, you put it all the way at 340,000. That is actually hard to do. You put it at 340,000. And what you do is you would basically tier your dataless lance for, let's say, the bottom end. Let's say the first dataless lance is basically score 100,000. If you score 100,000, you get a dataless lance. If you score 200,000, you get a dataless lance. If you score 300,000, you get a dataless lance. And if you score 340,000, you get a title, or along with crystals. Like that's how I feel like would be a more proper structuring of the event. It would prevent FOMO, at least in my mind, because then you're just saying, reach this score, because not everyone's going to reach 340,000. That's a guarantee. And it also depends on when they start, what they're doing, their skill level, because regaining 340,000 is difficult. Like, you have to sub-minute. You have to do it in sub 1 minute to get 340,000. And just killing Raxa in sub a minute is hard as is. You need memory gems. You need proper memory gems, like damage memory gems. You need strong characters, which can be +2 or high level, and most importantly, you need the good gear rolls. Those good gear rolls are the most important aspect. because you need at least 1500 strength or more in order to take advantage. Because there's no other way. If you don't have the stats, if you don't have the skills, like for say, like I actually opted for boosting Reese with the Randy unit that we got, Wind Randy, because he gave up boosted damage. Duran is probably the star of this event because he comes in with a hefty defense down that does damage, like a lot of damage. It has a high multiplier on it. So on top of that, you have two characters who need strength builds. Except we had the new equipment that dropped. The stuff that increases damage by 21%. Now, you're having to get lucky on strength rolls, you're having to get lucky on other luck rolls, like all that. It's difficult because of the very fact that you're mostly relying on those rolls. And not everyone's going to have a god roll of luck plus strength percent. And whatever else. Because it's difficult. And when it comes to certain things, it just doesn't help. So, I feel like one of the things that is important is presenting the challenge, yes. And I feel like just completing it and getting a strong score is a strong enough challenge. I feel like 340,000 is a big enough challenge for at least the high-end players. Like, not all high-end players can just clear her out in 45 seconds either, because you need a really, really strong team. You need a fully geared team at that. You need damage memory gems, which are a big factor. My score? I'll show it real quick. There you go. That's my score. And nice to see you, Gilbert Francis. So there's my score. I managed 340,093. And it was very, very close. I only managed it because of, I think, a small damage bug that happened when I was dealing with knockback. My team, if I want to be honest, it's basically just this team. I didn't really do anything special. And I originally had Sumo, but then I opted to boost Reese's damage with Randy, because she has more multi-hit damage and more ST build up with her skill. But like it was really hard to get this score with just the gear I had. I think it was one of the harder challenges. What's your take on the event, Gilbert? Because this is an open discussion. I mostly opened up this stream today because I want to have this discussion about the ranking event. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take a guess you went with the 2-star Raxa 6-star route, because I see a lot of Raxa showing up. Yes. My free prim is +6. But, mind you, I need the defense down. Because without the defense down, you're not going to be doing much damage. If you're telling me to swap Wind Randy for prim, it's not really going to do a whole lot, I think. Because I think. Let me see. Where's Wind Prim? Prim, where are you? There you are. Okay. So basically, she may have an 8% strength bonus. My Reese is not well built. She doesn't have a high enough strength to matter. Because one of the things is that I'm debating on getting her a different gear set. Because it's not really paying out too well. I have her stuck on Holly, so she won't die. But I'm starting to think I might need to pursue the 5-star sets. They haven't really given Reese a good 5-star right side to go with yet. And, like, if I decide to go with Spirit, that's not going to be great. I could go Intelligence, but she doesn't have anything that does Intelligence, is a thing. So, like, it's a difficult thing. I could do Strength right here. I could probably take all of her gear. Just try and put in Strength or something. But even then, it's like, it's a pain. I don't think I can get above that, because the only way you're going to beat the DPS check is if you have a high enough strength. Because I don't even have 1500 strength at that. And like, if I wanted to do that, I probably would throw this on. Let me go ahead and put my strength zone on and see what's a higher multiplier. Let's see here. Where's the strength? This is strength. Because you're also forsaking a 21%, see, I can't even reach that. I also don't have the memory gems like you do. And this was, as I said before, memory gems matter a lot. And I don't have Keldrick's memory gem. That's one of the bigger factors of doing this. Like, I don't have it. If I had it, maybe. But it's just, it doesn't work out. Victory High 5. Hold on. That's against Magical, isn't it? Hold on a minute. You're saying Victory High 5 has increased skill damage again? Are you saying that... Okay. Victory High 5 has a higher strength bonus. Okay. I mean, I can probably mix that. See what I get. Yeah, there's a 240. I mean, this is a 155. But this has a 372 on it. So it's a bigger boost. I mean, I could probably do Victory High 5. But then I got this. So it has a higher strength bonus. I don't feel like Magic Kali applies to Raxa. Because Raxa's probably more of a demi-human, I would think. So it wouldn't apply to her. I mean, I can just try, I guess. See where it goes. Let me check my gear first. I'm probably gonna forsake the health and just go for strength. This has strength on it. This has luck. I'll probably just run this. Swap this out for Angela's. This is strength on it, this has luck on it. Just have a higher strength value. Let's see where that goes. You need the defense down though. I'm using a defense down strat with Duran. And Duran's also a +2. It's not that valuable. So you're saying I should use Prim. So it's basically do as much damage as frickin' possible. Alright, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try. See where we go. Like, I'm probably not gonna do MSM, but... Oh, hold up. Let me retry that. That wasn't a... I had on auto from before. Charge up. Back off. I'll take the damage. Screw up. I think I hit it too hard. Reese is dead. Okay. Don't take as many hits, is what I need to do. So do this. And do this. This. I got hit by that. Okay, let me reset that. Because we're trying to, yeah, practice the, I know the evades, it's just I'm trying to go for damage too. Actually, I always need to I always need to do the strength increase first, I realize. I'm gonna bait her first. Bait. ST. Do this. ST. I'll suck the damage. Oh, she had. Oh, does a knockdown. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. That does a knockdown. I didn't know that. I didn't want that. Why? I want to. I know to get it behind her. I'm trying to buff Reese here. Dodge. 2, 3, 4. Bonk. just gonna super. Well, damn! 44! We didn't even let her get the super off! 357k. Holy crap. Damn. I guess listening to your thank you for the advice, my good sir. Thank you. That's a fat 357. That puts me up in the third. Holy crap. And I have Little Spirit Fae mainly so that it just increases the damage. That's it. It just increases the MSM damage. I could probably get more off a skill, but I don't have a skill-based one. Like, I don't have a skill-based one that has good strength on it. But that was really good. 44 seconds on that. I'm actually going to screenshot that and share it with the class. I probably could. It'd just take a little more time. I could try. I can surely try. Let's try. Let's try to do it a hitless. It's a matter of charging up the ST gauge very fast. Four. And then here comes a normal hit. Acid Rain. Hit her with the MSM. Slow her down. We got her! Hitless! No damage! Let's go. No damage. Same time. Or better. That is actually the best we got. It's even better. I'm just gonna sit on this score. Cause like, this is almost 360k. Like, this is really good. And honestly, this might as well guarantee me on third. Because it's really, really hard to hit everything. If I had a way stronger Reese, like if I had higher strength bonuses, I bet I could do it even faster. So, you know what? I may very well go for it. Because, like, mind you, these people have 6 stars. They have 6 stars. One's using the Duran strat. But I bet I could hit 362. I bet I could. Because it's showing that doing solo and stacking seems to be a meta here. So, I'm actually going to go ahead get her some better accessories. Hopefully, we run to a strength. It doesn't matter the accessory she equips, or the set. What matters is she has strength. Anyway, let me fix my memory gems real quick, because I had to steal from Sumo. I usually have this on Sumo. That's not it. This one. Then this one. Yeah, I'm thinking about boosting Reese, but I don't really have. I can't boot. Well, I can probably boost luck. Probably could. But she just needs a lot more strength, is all it is. Yeah, pretty much. But I can solo these just fine without problem. I will say Sumo is the strongest character for PvE. This I'm pretty sure of. Because he has a heal, he has utility, he's amazing. Okay. And look at this heal. Healing for 2443 is pretty nuts. But I'm only doing one of this, by the way, since I don't have the stamina. But I'm going to go back to talking about rank discussion in a bit after I finish this one. Come on. Yeah, he is a very strong support. You throw his memory gem on him, he becomes a god. He can heal you for 2,500 upwards if you build strength and int on him. What we got? Well, it's not what we were looking for. But it's something. It's flat strength. I would prefer percent strength, honestly. Because that's more of an effect. But let's go back to the event and talk about that. So as I was saying earlier, FOMO. Who here does not know what FOMO means? Because I am willing to explain it right now if you do not know what FOMO means. I'll give you like a minute. So anybody in chat who does not know what FOMO means, I am willing to discuss it right now if even just one of you speaks up to ask about it. Also, give me just a minute. Okay, so, FOMO. It means fear of missing out. You know those time-limited events that we tend to have? Well, take it this way. Let's say you have a pretty spear here, like the Daedalus spear that we have. And basically, you have 150 entrants. I like how they did the brackets, I will say that. But we still have FOMO because you only get the lands if you are in the top 75. The top half. Yes, I am in the US. I hope I'm coming through just fine. Regardless, the biggest issue with this structuring is that you basically are gating off a item that's potentially very useful, because also do note, if you are in 51st to 75th, you are gaining a Daedalus Lance, a normal one. If you are on 31st to 50th, you get a normal one and a title. If you are on 21st to 30th, you get a +1. We don't know what this entails, but it's probably a buff of sorts. If it's 11 to 20, then it's a +2. and it goes all the way up the ladder until you get to the top 10. And I think that's something of an issue, because one of the things that I do not like is making it so exclusive, and also like holding the top stuff to, say, the whales and the people who roll really, really, really well on gear. That's the main thing. Because if you are basically, if you are holding off with items that are all the way up here, and those benefits aren't going to be given to the rest of the populace. Now, for a ranking event, sure. It's like, if you are participating in this event, you can get this. For people who come later, they're going to ask, how'd you get this? I got it through this ranking event. And if you do, I feel like that's also a thing that needs to be talked about, because we have to think about like the future and how the future can be affected in this one. Because one of the main things that I feel like would become an issue in the future is, say, if like the Daedalus +3 gave you a big damage bonus, or like a weapon skill bonus, for instance. That's substantial. And I feel like it's important that we don't like alienate just based on who has this lance and who doesn't. So I think it's a good idea that at one point, like when we were discussing with Square Enix's Malcolm, who runs the official Discord, I remember talking with him yesterday, and we had a discussion about this. Like, we were talking about how we could do co-op teams, and also discussing about how whales can influence these rankings, as well as like making a team of whales. Like, it was just a fruitful discussion, and I actually enjoyed the discussion. I'm thankful that Malcolm came out to talk about that in the feedback channel. One thing that I think we could be done now is possibly do, say, do like I talked about with the special rewards, the special missions that are given. You meet these thresholds on the score, you essentially get your weapon. It upgrades every time you get it. So it's something I feel like is important, so as not to make people think, oh, I have to compete. And I understand the need for wanting to improve, get people to improve with the game, get people to learn better with the game, to play better. But there are far better ways to do it. Because I cannot give enough praise to Trail to the Toughest and how its co-op was structured. Because I felt like there is a sense of pressure that you have to put behind. There's a sense of teamwork you have to do. Because, one, the boss has a lot of HP. Two, the boss has a super gauge we have to break, otherwise he's going to do like 2,400 or 2,600 damage, which basically can kill us. So it's a matter of like a DPS check, there's mechanics you have to follow, there are extra stuff to go through. This guy has a stun we have to respect. Like, there are just so many things you can do with just doing the normal co-op events to keep things interesting. Like, it's a very good format. I can't say better than that, because there are other mobile games that I know that use this type of difficult content format. Not the same as like Echoes of Mana does right now, but rather just in a different genre. I feel like I played Record Keeper for a long time, and that is a RPG. It's not an action RPG, but is an RPG where they have very difficult content. Um, Dragolia Lost was an action RPG. It had mechanics, it had all that. I feel like that is one of the fun things. And I do like that the very fact that you can make a challenge based on something like movement or say just doing enough damage or even just doing specific things like having a heal check or something. I feel like having a heal check is something I think is going to be useful. Like say, it give Museline, for instance, a very good use in co-op for an event, or say like we can use honeycomb for to get rid of poison and all that, like that sort of stuff. Like it varies, and it gives these characters fun strategies to run. So it's just something that is very good for just the game in general. There's so many different content types you could do with it too, just inside just co-op. But um, for Copper Chaos, that I will say is not a great event. I mean, it's okay, but it didn't go smoothly. Mostly because the co-op was way, way, way weaker than what Kilroy and Trail to the Toughest brought. And I don't mind having content that is a bit easier. It's meant for like, hey, you can get these important upgrade materials if you do this content. And I don't mind that. I don't mind having it to like a somewhere in the middle where difficulty is there. Yeah. And I think that's okay. Because you get a lot of nitwits. You get a lot of useful upgrade material. You get a lot of experience books, surely, and they actually listened to our feedback about the EP, and they gave us a limited EP shop for Lucre and for Altena stones and whatever upgrade materials. So it was okay. It was good towards the end. It wasn't as great at the start. And I think I'm okay with this because you'll also provide some form of catch up to do. Like if like that way they can upgrade the characters, they can do more with them, like all that. It just makes everything just flow in terms of progression. Because once you hit the end game, have you done basically everything? Like say, you've done all the main story, you've done all the events, you've done all the trainings. Like, you've done like you even finished Twiddle Tower, which is supposed to be the high-end content. I'll be honest about Twiddle Tower. When you were going through 61 through 62, it was this werewolf enemy that was very dangerous. Mainly because they did a lot of damage. And then they got smarter in 67 to 69. 480? Hold on. Let me look. Video. Hold on. Output. I mean, my bit rate's at 4,000. I'm writing that. It's been a bit since I've looked at these settings. What is 480p? I mean, it's resolution. I don't really know. I'm afraid of wanting to change these, and I'm sorry. I would try to lower it, but I don't know how to do that. You could probably lower. If I remember right, there's a setting in watching streams on Twitch that you can adjust what you view it in. Cause I think right now you're just going off the default, which sets it to auto. And you have that cog down in the bottom right that you can use to adjust what resolution you view it at, like 780, 420, like all that. I think there's a saying right there. So I think maybe give that a try, because I am very afraid of touching these. But back to what I was saying. We'll allow it to lower quality 720. Let me look this up real quick. Close these. Oh, I think it's my bit rate. That's probably what it is. I can't fiddle with my bit rate right now when I'm streaming, Gilbert. So I'll probably try and lower it next time. But I'm running at 4,000 right now. I can lower it later and see how it runs. But right now, I'm sorry. Regardless, like, back to what I was saying. This whole thing with Twill Tower. They only have, like, 2 rough sections. They actually got smart in 67 to 69 by spraying out the enemies, because they caught on to how we were gathering them up and then basically hitting them with STs and SMs and then just nuking them. They caught on to that, and I think that's a smart thing to do, at least in terms of changing the content up. The only thing is that I was not exactly a fan of 70F, because when it came to 70F, I thought I was gonna get something new because he looked different. Instead, he basically was the same as a Chapter 3 story boss. I was expecting some kind of extreme level boss, in my opinion. Like something that's very hard and would actually challenge me. But it doesn't really. That's one of my problems. Because if you're geared well enough and you have a healer like Sumo, because Sumo's amazing, don't get me wrong. I know other characters can be great, like Charlotte and others. There's not a DPS check on this guy, like for real. He doesn't have a super gauge. The DPS check really is just a timer. And it's like, you can take all day with this guy. Because they actually set it to 3 minutes or 4 minutes for an S rank. Which is kinda silly with how they expect it to be. Like, I actually had a challenge with it, and I was having fun. Cause like when this guy blew up at the end, I was like, oh god, I gotta kill him. He's gotta die. It's like I thought he was actually going to kill me straight up. But yeah, I want something a little harder for ADF. Like I want something just a little bit harder. Something that the individual player has to follow as a mechanic compared to, say, the AI. Because we know the AI is doing a little bit better, but I would like us as an individual to follow a mechanic. That way we could potentially do something fun. And like my impressions of 60F, I wasn't exactly a fan of a repeat of Chapter 4 boss. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I thought they would not redo any of these bosses aside from like the first 50. Because, like, I'll be real. Let's go down here. So here's the first floor. 10F is Mantis Amp. Then 20F, you've got Chapter 3 boss. So Chapter 2, Chapter 3. 30F, you have Kilroy, who was an event boss. And then 40F, you get the Full Metal Hugger, Chapter 4 boss. Or one of the Chapter 4 bosses. Then 50F, you have Chapter 5 boss. And then in 60, you get Chapter 4 boss part 2. And in 70F, we have Coffer Chaos boss, which is like, okay. I want them to just give us something fun to do. Because with the way rewards are right now, we don't have enough for another Crimson Wizard yet. I would like to have another Crimson Wizard. But they probably are just trying to power gate us on that because he's really, really strong. Regardless, is there any... I'm trying to think. Is there anything else you want to talk about in regards to Bravers Arise? Because I feel like I want to open it up because I've been going on for a while. Is there anything you guys want to talk about in regards to Bravers Arise? Like any criticisms, any good things, any things you would like to see in later stuff? Because, again, this is an open discussion. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that. Okay, so cheaters. So there actually has been a circulation of cheaters. And it started from basically with how there's this ranking system. I think it's another thing that's not healthy for the game. It's why a ranking system doesn't work too well, because people will cheat. Yeah, people who have 1 second on the timer are hackers. Because, like, there's no way you're going to kill them in 10 seconds, let alone 1. You would have to do... You would have to do 290k damage. You would have to do 290k to 300k damage in so short a time. And that's really, 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 really stupid. You can't do that much damage. So, the way we can tell what hackers are is if like they've had like a time of like 10 seconds or something. This one's totally legitimate. It's 44 seconds. It's a really tight freaking timer. But I've done this in 46. If I have 44, I could probably do way shorter time and probably do it. He didn't take damage. This guy took damage. Did 42. So I'm gonna try. Well, Yeah, a God player reached 187k with Shiloh and Duran, but 17 seconds, not less than 10. That doesn't sound right. Are they sure? Are they doing this on level 4? Because all these different levels have different amounts of HP. Level 5 has like 300,000 HP. Or somewhere around there. This one doesn't have as much HP. I'm just gonna play it to see how much there is. I'm gonna rush her. Just like I did before. Yeah, this one has around 125,000 HP. So to get 184k, I'm not so sure. Like, you'd have to still complete Bravers Arise. You said 184k, so I'm not sure what you mean. Or 187k. You're going to have to show me. 'Cause like... I'm gonna check the Reddit real quick myself too. Star Prim. No, the clear time was 20 seconds. 18,000. Wait, hold up. Let me scroll that back. So... yeah, I'm seeing this right now, Gilbert. So, one thing about this is that... does Shiloh have a extremely high multiplier? Cause that's a 20-second clear. Oh, that's Seraphina? Hold on. Hold on. Something ain't right. They have a Seraphina. But in this one, they have Duran. They have Duran, Seraphina, and Shiloh. Duran's just spamming damage here. Then Shiloh straight up does ST. He does 87,171 damage. It does. But then how does that augment freaking Shiloh damage? Because, like, does Shiloh just have a freaking high multiplier? I'm missing something. Because, like, if Shiloh has a stupid amount of multiplier, then that really tells us a lot. Because then he's basically, I have my, but not only. Like, Shiloh is Shade. Actually. I don't believe you can hit 3,000 strength. I think that's unattainable. But I'm going to, I think it's worth poking that whether damage was increased by combo. So Shiloh's level 94. He has 1,538 strength, 439 luck, has a Valsena set, and has the ST plus 25% damage. So it has to be the ST. Like, guaranteed. It is the ST. Yeah, this is literally all the ST. Shiloh's ST has a very, very high critical. Well, not critical rate, but rather just a very high multiplier. Because it's 2 hits. 2 big hits. So I can see why he's very good here. Because basically, throw a defense down, get your ST, get the damage, and basically just destroy. Like, it's ridiculous. And you could easily, if you wanted to, probably, what's Shiloh got? Hold up. Let me look at Shiloh. That's not who I want to look at. Shiloh. Like, my Shiloh's not built, but he's got ST build you can do. He's got skills you can slam. But he say his Shiloh is also +4. So that means let me look. He had the initial ST, and he also had the stats from Unleash. And yeah, he did attempt a lot of tries to get his ST to crit. Because he had like 423 luck. He had a crap ton of luck. So, let me look at it one more time. So, yeah, he definitely had a 6-star Duran. And this is part of what I was seeing. So, only thing is Shiloh's attack speed is too slow to use ST twice in 20 seconds. So, it was actually very, very smart on this person. Yeah, because I think the Ran has an ST damage multiplier at +3. Let me look. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Skills. Let me go to his Unleash. Actually, he is a +20% on skill usage for his paired ally. So basically, you spam the crap out of the defense crush, and then you go insane. If you had, he had a max Duran as well, so that was an extra 30%. So effectively, he had a 55% multiplier on his ST, meaning he would have to have done at least 7. I would say he would have to have done at least 60,000, not 60,000, 50,000 damage. And then some, including critical multipliers. So it's that is actually a lot for setup. And it shows how strong a Max Duran can be. So this is again one of the things that shows how whales can definitely do a lot. And I think it's true in this regard. And it's why I do not want this kind of ranking. Because basically, that video that I saw on Reddit that you linked is proof that at the very, very highest level of this character, if you pair them with certain characters at high level and unleash value, including equipment, they can become monstrous. So it's I want something that does skill expression. I mean, sure, but they just show like certain strategies that you can do at max. Whereas most of the time, you're going to see people using different combos to try and just push the damage. So I think it's more important that I'm trying to think of the words. Yeah, there is a way. It just takes a lot of skill. I think there is more skill involved in being F to P compared to whaling on something. And even then at whaling, if you're whale, you have some skill you have to proceed. Along with like stat thresholds and whatnot. So there is variance on both ends. And like if I were given like my whole team was maxed, I could probably hit 380k on this. Like just Reese, have Duran, like all that. Like if you just pair it up, it just goes very fast. So like I just feel like these matters are important and they actually are useful. Both as a reference point and an inflection point for how things should be balanced. And also for how like ranking should be influenced. Because if ranking is influenced to a point where you don't have X character, you're not going to be able to compete as well. then we run again into the exclusion of this FOMO. Just to tie in back to my earlier point. Because at some point, there's bound to be more people coming in. They're going to like the game. They're going to get good at the game. They're going to throw a lot at Harvest. They're going to buy crystals. They're going to throw a lot at Harvest. They're going to work at getting that gear. They're also going to work on getting those mana boards, like all that. They're going to try and get as high of stats they can, and then when it comes to ranking, they're going to push ranking like that once they learn to fight. So, it's a lot just to consider. And I know, like, the development team has to think a lot about how to do these events. I just would not like to see this form of event happen again. Not only because of what the community has found to be cheaters, but also because there is always going to be a discrepancy when it comes to evaluating the power levels of people. And also just knowing, like, how strong people are going to be, if you get what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and show this again just so that people can see. But either way, I feel like I've said my piece, at the very least, about this event, along with giving the feedback and the feedback discussion that I provide to the development team. Also, thank you for the follow earlier, Gilbert. Anyway, I think now is a good time to call it a day. I know it's only been like an hour 13, hour 15, but typically we only can at maximum play this game for like an hour because of both SP and AP. So there's a limitation. And I don't mind the limitation. I think the other thing that people have argued about is that our SP and AP is way too limited, and that we don't really get enough SP and AP to spend. Just to say on that topic for one, just at the end, I think that the stamina system is good. I think that the costs of the stages have to go down. At least a little bit. Like, I feel like they need to go down. And not like the campaign that they're giving them right now for daily training, but rather just cut them in half. If you cut them in half, then people want to play longer. They don't want to be limited by a system. Of course, then you're going to have people. You're also wanting to make sure people don't play for too long. Of course. Yeah, I would actually like it to be a limited co-op. Just endless. That would be a very fun thing. Like, just make a very hard boss, make it a limited co-op, not cost energy, and then just do that. I wouldn't say a server boss event, but just like a global boss event of some sort. And I think it'd be very fun to see how fast he can be killed. and like see how much damage everyone can do. Just have a global boss, or just event boss for that matter, and just get rewards from it. But anyway, that all aside, I'm probably going to sign off now. And the next time I will stream is probably going to be somewhere depending on how game feedback is, how game feedback discussion goes. Like, it's going to depend upon how people respond to the feedback, how the developers respond to the feedback. Like, I'm willing to give all the feedback I have and show them what we need, as well as just discuss among the community for what things we're going to need, along with like what things that people don't agree with, what things people don't like all sorts of things. So for right now, I live under the U.S. time zone. I usually stream in the afternoons when I do Echoes of Mana, and I'm looking at saying Saturday, because I've noticed I've been streaming Echoes of Mana and talking about various things on Saturdays. But tomorrow I'm going to see about Secret of Mana with Cal and Hark, because they're my two buddies that I play Echoes of Mana co-op with. They're really good. So yeah, from France? Huh. Well, hello from the U.S. But regardless, tomorrow is Secret of Mana. I'm going to get that set up, and then next Saturday we'll see how things have progressed and see where things stand. Okay? So in the meantime, I will see everybody tomorrow. We're probably going to do Secret of Mana like somewhere around 1 or so, depends. But usually, again, it's in the afternoon when everybody's awake and they're up. So I'll be looking to see people then, to see if they have anything to talk about, or like whether they like Secret of Mana, because we're actually in the middle of our playthrough. We just got done with the vampire. So I'll see everybody then. Okay, bye bye.